Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, Tony C. Davis Show. We had a little connection issue, but we are live now. And for those of you who are new to the show, this is the Tony C. Davis Show, where we share everything from faith, family, fitness, finance, fun, and anything in between. And I have Miss Bunmi Moore out of Maryland on the show tonight. Bunmi is a business strategist, personal development coach, entrepreneur. She's a world traveler, author. What else you got? What else you got, Bunmi?
Mother of five
Mother of five. Oh wow. Wait,
and grandmother of three, and one more on the way.
oh wow. Okay. Well, hey, appreciate you for joining us today or tonight, Bunmi. Again, sorry for the late connection, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and let Bunmi introduce herself. Bunmi and I actually connected. Maybe you may not remember this. Maybe about 2 years ago, I actually used to do a morning show or a motivational prayer or something like that, and that's when I actually first came across Bunmi Moore. But Bunmi, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I think you've already done a great job, but hello, everyone. It's great to be here on the Tony Davis Show. As Tony said, I am an entrepreneur. I am a mother of five, grandmother three, one on the way, and I just am a lover of people. I love helping people. I love inspiring, and I'm passionate about wellness because I believe our health is our greatest wealth. So Tony, I'm excited to be here on this conversation with you tonight so we can inspire more people to greatness.
Well, we'll definitely appreciate it. And also, I want to say hello to Teresa Reed. She has joined us tonight. And guys, I just want to make a little distinction. It's the Tony C. Davis Show. I make and I jokingly tell people that because there are so many Tony Davises out there. I try to throw that C in there, and there's several of them out there too. So, guys, it is what it is. But you have a unique and original name, Bunmi. First of all, just tell us about that, if you would.
Okay. Well, 48 years ago, my parents were searching through a African name book to find something appropriate for my mother's one and only child. You know, the doctors told her it was only 1 in a million chance that she would ever get pregnant, so she thought that she would never have children. God blessed her with me, and they named me Ayabumi. Ayobumi is a Nigerian name. It's Yoruba, and it means joy is given to me. So everyone just calls me Bunmi for short. Not a whole lot of people know my whole name is Ayobumi.
Okay, all right. And I actually saw that one day, and I couldn't even come close to pronouncing, so I just decided to leave it alone. So again, I appreciate you for joining us tonight, Bunmi. And so as we go into the conversation, there's a couple of things I want to specifically touch on, and that is entrepreneurship and you being as I said, a business strategist. So how long have you been an entrepreneur?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I mean, I've never had anyone give me that title before, and I never thought of myself as a business strategist, but I do strategize every day to grow my business. So, okay, I'll take that title. And I am actually a second generation networker. So I grew up in the home-based business industry. I was really blessed to be able to see my parents build and grow teams and see them go from traditional 9 to 5 jobs like most people to making over $50,000 a month back in the 80s in their very first network marketing enterprise. So seeing that the success of them and getting to hear from the greats such as Art Williams, that they got to sit under his mentorship. So I was hearing his information and personal development at a young age. And then when I was 18 years old, got my insurance license. I was 19 years old and joined my first network marketing company and gave my first presentation there with my baby at my side because I had a son before I got married, first year into college. So, had that whole story. But even though I struggled in those early years, I always knew, Tony, that I wanted more for myself. I always aspired to greater things and knew that even though at that current time, starting off as a young mom, I may have been experiencing temporary lack, I knew that wasn't my destiny.
Well, I can tell you just from your conversation and knowing your mom. I've heard a little bit about your dad, but I know your mom, and it really helps to have somebody that can actually lay that foundation of entrepreneurship. So, um, and how long has that been, a part of your life? I know you say they started early, but when did you really hone in and really key into to entrepreneurship?
I mean, like I said, since the time I was 19, I was
Okay.
doing something on the side of what I was currently doing. Even when I was in college, I was doing something on the side. I wasn't a professional, I wasn't making a lot of money, but I was doing like most people do, signing up in the program. Hoping that I would make some money with it. And so every business that I pursued was a learning experience. And if I can kind of fast forward through those years, years of struggle, years of lack, years of, you make a couple $100 in some things you don't make any money. I remember in 1998 in a company called Morinda with the Tahitian noni juice. Remember that? I
Yeah,
had,
yeah,
I think I was like 26 years old. I had 1 month where I made $2,000, and that was like so huge. That was big for me. $2,000 in network marketing at 26, and that was just 1 month there. But you know, I've been doing something entrepreneurial. Guess what, Tony? I've sold insurance. I sold mortgages. I have sold juice. I've sold alarm systems. I mean, never water filters though, but
yeah.
I've done it all.
Yeah, and so with that type of background, I guess what I was getting at was more professional because again, like you mentioned, people sign up for things and really don't really tap into the professional side of it and make it a business. So when did you really look at it as a profession and really start to develop and get into the personal development side?
Yeah. Well, I would say I've personal development is something that I've always been into. For instance, when I was 12 years old, my father made me read Think and Grow Rich and actually write a report on that.
Hmm.
I can remember going down the basement and there was this sign that said, "Is what I'm currently doing leading me towards my objective?" So I was blessed to have all of these subconscious things pouring into me. This is just coming to me now. All of these subconscious messages and things that I was hearing. I would go to the conventions and see all the people, see the awards, and so all that good those good thoughts and beliefs and ideas were planted in me at an early age. But when I first came into my own as a six-figure earner was in 2005, 2006, about 13 years ago, with a company called Financial Destination. But remember, guys, success is a journey and it's a process. So I would say from when back in 1998, when I made that first $2,000 in that month, I was learning then. I was doing personal development then, and nothing happens overnight. I mean, I grew little by little, became more and more serious, gained more and more skills, and then in 2005, 2006, I was that right person who met that right opportunity and was able to have my first six-figure year in 2005, 2006 with a company called
Okay.
Financial Destination.
So, with that being said, I'm sure you've had mentors and people who poured into you. Who do you think is, or who was one of your first mentors? I guess I would just guess your mom, but you may say somebody different.
Okay. But I always have to go back to my parents because 80% of what I know in this home business industry, I learned from them. I learned from looking at them, from seeing how they love people, from seeing how they build teams and they pour into people, seeing their work ethic. Oh my gosh.
Look at
Tony,
it.
so many people just are afraid of work these days. I saw them wake up early and stay up late and make the sacrifices, and it paid off. So a lot of people don't know what it takes to win. You know, a lot of people just don't know, but I know, and I'm ready to pay the price. I saw them pay the price, for success. And so one of the things I was always taught was convenience and greatness don't mix. Think about that,
Wow.
guys. Convenience and greatness don't mix. If you want to be great, there are going to be some things that you have to give up. You're going to have to do some things that are not convenient, that may be considered difficult and hard. It's not easy, but it will be worth it. So, besides my parents, the mentors that I had most in my life were from books. We can learn so much from people who have written down their experiences for us, who lived hundreds of years ago. You know, today on Facebook, I made a video about personal development, and I was going through my personal development library. And I'm so passionate about it because, guys, there is no way you can achieve the success that you want to achieve without you becoming more than you are now. You've
Definitely.
got to intentionally work on yourself with everything in you. So, I mean, as we talked about, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, we had Think Your Way to Wealth with Napoleon Hill and with Andrew Carnegie. Um, oh, I love Bob Proctor. Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Of course, we have a coming more up to date. You know, Les Brown. There's so many people who pour into us now, who put the information in books or on YouTube videos for us
Yeah.
to look at. So I
So
stay reading because readers are leaders.
as I say that, I was just thinking about you are a content creator also.
Yes,
You
I should have brought
so
my book in here.
yeah. Well, I just thought about that because could you tell us a little bit about your book and then we'll move on.
Yeah. So my book is actually an affirmation guidebook and it's titled "If You Want It, Speak It." And so one of the things that I was I very heavily taught on my personal development call was that we are co-creators with God, that you are creating your life right now as you go along by your beliefs, by your thoughts, of course, your actions, but it's your thinking that leads to your results. And we have some creative faculties that God has given us to help us to create our world. And one of those would be the power of the spoken word. So the Bible tells us that life and death are in the power of the tongue. And a lot of times people just kind of say it and they kind of believe it, but you can create your world with your words. And so I've taught people to be intentional and specific about what they speak. So, Tony, today I was talking to this young lady, and she was saying things such as, I'm so broke. I don't know where I've got so many enemies. Somebody must have put a hex out on me. And I'm
Oh
thinking,
wow.
oh my gosh. And I tried to stop her, but I'm like, she has no clue the jail that she's putting herself in. She has no clue the house that she's putting herself in with bars that she can't come out of that's full of negativity. So I said, you've got to stop that because what you see on the outside on that screen of your life comes from the inside and comes from what you're speaking. And so we've got to be careful because we often sabotage our own success with the words that we speak out of our mouth.
Definitely, definitely, and I totally agree with that. And not only do we speak it, but you said earlier we've got to put the work behind it. I read something not too long ago. You can't have $1 million dream and a $5 work ethic.
That's right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I tell people, I said the Quakers used to say, when you pray, move your feet. So we know that, hey, we can put everything to prayer, and we believe in the power of faith and thoughts and all those things. We know thoughts are things, but guys, the action is where the rubber meets the road. So what we need to do is have action and have faith in action. So,
Definitely.
yes.
So, a couple more things, then I'm going to go to another subject. But how important is your faith to you?
Oh my goodness. It's everything because we're spiritual beings. And so I wrote a poem called Spirit is Me. So when I realized that, okay, the greatest part of me is not this body. I came into my body. One day I'm going to leave out of this body, and the body's going to go back to dust. So, what the greatest part of me is that spirit being that is eternal, the spirit that is one with God and God is one with me. My spirit is my deity. That's part of the lines of the in the poem. So faith, that connection to God, that knowing, the knowingness of he is in all things, he is everywhere, he is in me. And so when we can really understand who he is and who we are, and there's no real separation, then you can really walk in what I call that God power every day.
Gives us access to so much. I mean, and and I want to switch gears here. Now, you and I connected, and you talked about you also believe in health. You are involved in health, and how important is your health to you? What are you doing to improve your health?
Okay, so I like to ask this question. Would you rather feel sick and in pain, or would you rather feel energetic and vibrant? Of course, we want to wake up every day full of energy, pain free, ready just to take on the world, full of power. And if we want to do that every day, we got to be intentional to keep our bodies in a state of wellness. So, our health is our greatest wealth. So I believe in money and abundance, and we live in a abundant universe, and I believe we all deserve millions of dollars, or how much ever you want. But I know that there are people, Tony, that if they were millionaire, multimillionaires, and they were sick, they would give up their money to get their health back.
Definitely.
So nothing feels as good as feeling great. I always say that. Nothing feels as good as feeling great. We've all been sick before. We've all had pain. And we just think back to, oh my gosh, I cannot wait till I'm over this stomach illness. I cannot wait till this pain is gone. I'll never do such and such again. And
Yeah.
so it's all about prevention. So let's go back again to my parents, because my father was the model for me for a healthier lifestyle. So he gave up meat about 28 years ago. And
Oh,
so
really?
even though I still eat meat, I saw my father, he's been a vegetarian all this time. It's so funny because some people say I'm a vegetarian, I only eat fish and seafood. Okay, well, that's meat. That's not a vegetarian. So, so he has had no meat since
Yeah.
1991. And so I grew up in a household where we were juicing. Man, I was 15 years old, and I had to drink beet, carrots with garlic and celery and spinach, all of that, just try to get it down. And so I grew up seeing that lifestyle. So my father really instilled that in me. And again, when you have been in pain and then you can feel good, you just want to do what you can to feel good. And here's something else I've learned over the years. So the Bible says that our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made, right?
That's
And
right.
so we have 52 trillion cells. We have cells that die off. We have cells that renew, and new cells are formed. So if our bodies can be in a state of sickness and those old cells die off, then we can form new and better cells if we give our body what it needs. So, like, we can't raise healthy children and healthy bodies on Kool-Aid and fried chicken boxes and McDonald's. That's not giving our bodies what it needs. So we
Yeah.
gotta learn to give it whole food nutrition. We have to learn that the standard American diet is sad. S for standard, A for American, D for diet. Remember that. The
Yeah.
standard American diet is sad. If you are just eating what everybody eats these days, you are going to get the diseases that most people get, which would be obesity, heart disease, and cancer. If I were you, I would go the opposite way of the masses and do something different so you don't get that same result.
Definitely. And I actually manage a weight loss center. And one thing that amazes me, you can have all the information, the processes, everything a person needs to have success, even in business. But if the person doesn't apply the knowledge they receive or don't want it bad enough, they definitely want to get it. And I want to kind of jump back for just a minute. Donna asked a question. I guess she's posing this to you, Bunmi. And she says, and let me go to their question. You can see it on the screen. Donna says, and then we'll get back to the health. What advice would you give to someone who didn't have an entrepreneur background, growing up, and don't have entrepreneur education, but wants to have their own business?
All right. Here's my advice to you, Donna. If you pour your purse into your mind will fill your purse with gold. Do not be afraid to invest in yourself. Spend the money and attend the seminars. Spend the money and get the coaching. Spend the money and get to the events. Spend the money and read the books. So most people don't grow up in an entrepreneurial household. Most people's parents are, 9-to-5ers, like the average American. So it's no excuse of how you grew up. It's no excuse of anything that's happened in the past. Now we have to take personal responsibility for what we want, understanding that we've got to create our futures, and any information that you want, that you need, is out there. So remember, if you seek, you will find, but you've got to be a seeker of the knowledge. The knowledge to do anything you want to do is out here. And you can attract the people in your life who are willing to share with you their experiences to help you achieve the things that they have already achieved. Get a coach and get a mentor.
Get a coach and get a. You heard that, Donna. Donna's a good friend of mine. So going back to the health, what are you doing to stay in shape? What are you doing to take care of yourself?
Okay, well, let's see. I am big on supplementation because I believe that, as we talked about that standard American diet, back in 1936, there was a Senate document called Senate Document 264. In 1936, Tony, it said that our soils were 95% depleted of its mineral content. Back then. So do you think it's gotten better or worse?
No, worse.
Of course, it's gotten worse, right? And so just think about this. So you're trying to eat healthy and, eat your raw leafy greens and all of that. But if the soil that is grown in is depleted, that means all the minerals that should be there can't get into those collard greens. And so when you're eating that, it can't get into you. So you have got to supplement with minerals and other nutrients. So our bodies can create vitamins, but our bodies cannot create minerals. We have to get minerals from an outside source. And 80% of all diseases can be traced back to a mineral deficiency. And you start correcting your deficiencies and the diseases go away. So like one of the products that I take is called Thrive. Thrive is a blend of 6 organic greens. So we know we need greens. We know we need the benefits of the chlorophyll in the greens. We know we need the benefit of minerals. So these greens are grown in only one of 2 ancient volcanic seabeds here in the U.S. Minerally rich and dense, so it's full of minerals. It has L-arginine and L-citrulline in it to open up the arteries for increased blood flow and circulation. And for me, protecting myself, my heart health is so important. I didn't used to think about heart health, Tony, until I started reading the statistics, and now I know that is the #1 killer in this country, heart disease. So we've got to protect our heart. We have to keep our arteries flexible. You see, the flexibility of our arteries is tied to our youthfulness. And we can actually reverse the age of our heart if we're giving it what it needs. So I make sure I oxygenate my cells every day, because getting oxygen in our cells is so important. All pain, all suffering, all disease can be traced back to a lack of oxygen at the cellular level. So there was a doctor again in the 30s, I believe it was Dr. Otto Warburg, and he got the Nobel Prize in medicine for discovering the benefits of oxygen to the body. So think about this, guys. Let's talk about cancer, the big C word. We all know people of all ages dying of cancer. Well, cancer needs an anaerobic environment to thrive. Means it needs a lack of oxygen. If somebody has cancer, they have a lack of oxygen in their cells. But when you start flooding the body with oxygen, cancer can't thrive. And so I use these O2 drops. I got them right here. 15 drops 3 times a day under the tongue, and hold it there for about a minute. It seeps into the capillaries under the tongue, goes in sublingually, actually oxygenating those cells. And so it helps to protect me from things so it won't come. And if people have issues, it helps to reverse those things. So those are just some of the things that I do supplement wise. And of course, we all have to watch what we eat. Oh, you know what, Tony? Let me just say this too, because um, another thing that's so important is cleansing our bodies, detoxification. So we can put all the good stuff in, and that's great, but we've got to get the bad stuff out. Have you heard death begins in the colon?
Yes,
You've
yes. I
heard
was just talking about that book a couple of days ago. I read it. It's been a while, but for some reason that came up in a conversation. Death does start in the colon.
So think about this, guys. We buy all these lotions and you take a bath and shower 1 or 2 times a day. We're washing the outsides of our body every day. What if you did not wash the outside of your body every day? What if you went a whole week? Well, you will go into a room and people will be like, "What is that smell?" Right? They wouldn't want to be around you. So think about this. You wash the outside of your body every day, but how often do you wash the inside? So imagine what's going on in the inside of your body when you've never cleansed it or you don't do it on the regular. No wonder we're a breeding ground for all kinds of diseases. So you're going to the bathroom, you're eating 3 times a day, going to the bathroom once. So that means there are 2 meals a day stuck inside of you, rotting, putrefying, decaying. You are nasty inside. I'm telling you, you gotta get that out. You gotta
Yeah.
get it out. And oh, listen to this. I was watching YouTube today, and there was this girl. She was talking about this drinking detox tea, and she said out of the 7 days that she tested out the tea, she was excited because she went to the bathroom twice. She's like, it works because I went to the bathroom twice. And she was excited. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like you don't, without the tea, you don't go every day? Like, I can't imagine people really are that stopped up that they're not going to the bathroom at least once a day.
And this
That
is
was,
one of those conversations that people don't like to have, but it's, everybody does it.
yeah. We got to have conversations like this, guys. This is your health. This is your life or lack thereof. So just think about a baby. When a baby's born, every time they nurse, they poop, right?
Yeah.
But then over time, just getting other foreign things in our body, we don't go to the bathroom as much as when our systems were clean. So we got to keep our stuff cleansed out. And we're not just talking about the colon. You got to detoxify your major organs, like your liver, your colon, your gallbladder, your spleen, your kidneys, all those things. You got to get that cleaned out. So I drink Dr. Miller's detox tea. Dr. Miller's detox tea from Laura Life International is my detox tea of choice. Is proven, has a long track record. Is 9 herbs and plant extracts, organic, and they clean all the body systems. And not only are people losing weight with the Tony, I mean, a lot of people are dropping 5 pounds within in a week, but also it helps to prevent cardiovascular disease. It helps to protect you from cancer. It helps with allergies. It helps with digestive issues. It helps to flatten out that belly. I mean, there's so many benefits to drinking the original detox tea.
And as you say this is a fad. This is actually something that people actually need in their homes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is something that needs to be a way of life, guys, a way of life. We have a budget for lots of things. Tony, I know people who are like paycheck to paycheck people, and they actually spent $1,000 for their daughter's prom dress. But then you go to them and you talk about a wellness regimen. What if it's $150 and I don't know if I can afford it? Okay. So you have no savings. You're not saving for your future, but you're not spending money on your wellness, but you're buying $1,000 prom dresses. Go figure. right?
and a $700-800 cell phone.
Oh my, yes, yes. Oh, don't forget that. So, we really have to change people's thinking, and it's a job. We have to help people to understand how they can better prioritize things. Let's have a budget for our wellness. You should see my cabinets. I mean, if it's something to do with feeling good, if it's something to do with looking good and slowing down the aging process, if it's something to do with preventing disease in my body, I'm going to be all over it because this is my goal. We know we're going to age chronologically, guys. So we're definitely going to get older. There's nothing we can do about that. But you do not have to age as fast biologically as you do chronologically. So don't, it's limited thinking to think, oh, as I get older, I have to gain weight. As I get older, I'm going to have more aches and pains. I have less aches and pains now at 48 than I did 5 and 6 years ago. I'm so excited about that. I can remember when I would just rub my finger right here on my one finger on my other joint, and it would be painful. I'm like, I'm too young to be having joint problems, but I had a mineral deficiency that I had to correct. So, yeah. So, we're on a crusade to get this information out because we want to improve people's health. And this weekend in Baltimore, we're gonna have a what I call a coffee, tea, and jazz mixer. So we have this healthy tea and healthy coffee, the herbal detox tea I told you about, this healthy, amazing coffee. People are gonna come and they're gonna sample it, and we have a campaign to help Baltimore be more healthy. So if you're hearing this and you're in Baltimore, hit me up. We're gonna be in Pikesville this Saturday at on the 22nd of June at 2 p.m. You can come and taste, test, and sample here how people's health is improving so much with some of the things that we're talking about, guys, and get excited about longevity and feeling good.
Well, two more questions I have for you, Boomy. Are you looking for people who actually want to build a business or simply want to get healthy?
I'm looking to help people to do whatever it is that they want to do. So
Great.
that's what it is about me, because not everybody, as Donna said, not everybody's cut out to be an entrepreneur. Yes, we
Right.
believe in multiple streams of income. Yes, we know that's the best tax bracket to be in as a business owner, but not everybody wants to do that. But everybody should want to feel good. Everyone should want to be disease free. Everyone, I believe, should want to be prescription free if possible. So if a person comes to me and they say, look, I'm not trying to do a business, but can you help me to lose weight? You know what? I don't want to learn about entrepreneurship, but Boomy, can you help me with my high blood pressure? Can you help me with my diabetes? Can you help me with my weight loss? Yes, yes, yes. We'll focus on that and help you see the success in your body. But then, Tony, we do say, for those people for whom it is the right thing for them to be doing, don't just have your body well and your bank account be sick. Get your bank account healed too, right? Get some financial wellness going on. So I believe we should have body wellness and financial wellness, both of them together.
One of my favorite scriptures, John, 3 John 2, beloved, I wish above all things thou mayest prosper and be in health,
Health.
even as thy soul prospereth. One
Yes.
last question. What's that on your shirt? What's your shirt say?
My shirt says, got tea, lose 5 pounds in 5 days.
Oh,
This is my
okay.
uniform. This is my uniform for the summer. I have different versions of these bling shirts. I wear them every day. So as I go around in the grocery store, in the mall, or whatever, people say, hey, I can lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Tell me more about that. And then what I have, let me show you, I have these prospecting cards right here. So as they ask me, lose weight, make money, get amazing results, ask me how. And on the back, it lists all of the benefits of drinking this amazing herbal organic Dr. Miller's detox tea. So they can look right here. Oh my goodness, it lowers cholesterol. Wow, it helps. It's good for reducing diabetes. It removes parasites. It prevents high blood pressure. It can protect against Parkinson's. It removes internal sludge. All of that, and lose weight too. And so I make sure that I keep it on me because detox tea is trending and people will pull money out, meet you, don't know you, and hand it to you and buy the tea.
Wow. Well, Boomy, I definitely appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing what you do and how you actually help people. And guys, I'd like for you to connect myself or connect with Boomy, answer any more questions you have, but be definitely concerned about your health and well-being, and we can actually help you do that. Boomy, I'd appreciate you if you just give us some final thoughts about life or business, whatever positive thing you've got to share with us.
Awesome. Well, Tony, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show and just for the great work that you do in the world, because we need positive lights to shine bright like you're letting your light shine. So I want to thank you for all you do in for your family, for all that you do for our entrepreneurship community, and I'm sure just in life in general. Now, guys, what I want to leave you with. One of the things that I always tell people is that you serve no one by playing it small. You are more powerful than you know. That's my tagline. If you knew how powerful you were, literally, you would be laying on the floor prostrate in awe of yourself. So, God has put some amazing, amazing attributes and qualities inside of you. But now, for most people, they're just lying there dormant. They're lying there dormant, waiting for you to, number one, acknowledge that you have them, and then awaken them and live out that, what I call God power. You need to learn how to do that. You need to surround yourself with the right people who can show you how. You need to get the information. And let me tell you something. We say, as within, so without. If you do not like what is showing up on the outside of your world, then you need to go internal, because it's what is going on inside that is creating what's going on outside. That's a true principle. As within, so without. So if you don't like what's showing up, you have the power to change it, because you are more powerful than you know. Thank you, Tony.
Wow. I definitely appreciate you. And how about you leave your contact information, how to get in touch with you, and we're going to close it out from there.
Okay. All right, guys. So, if you want to get in touch with me, you can have my direct cell phone line, 443-864-9440, 443-864-9440. Tony and I are partnering up on some things, so connect with him and he can lead you to me, or whatever. I have a Facebook page, Boomy TV, on Facebook. And I am Tony. I'm the only Boomy Moore on Facebook. There's nobody else on Facebook with that name. So I am easy to find. Bun, like Nancy, M like Mary, I Moore. Boomy Moore. Only one on Facebook. So hit me up there. Thanks, Tony.
Hey, she's easy to find. Again, Pumi, I really do appreciate you guys. I thank you for coming in. To my friends, Donna, and also I saw Brenda Peterson coming in. Thank you, Brenda, for coming in. All of you, we really appreciate you for joining us today. Danita, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. Love you all. Guys, God has invested so much in you. Go out there, share your gift with the world. If you have some
Yeah.
valuable information to share, get in touch with me. We'd like to share your story with the world. Again, Boomy, I appreciate you, and you all have a blessed evening. God bless.
Have a pleasure. Good night.